Okay, let's go. Okay. Which way of meeting people here do you think is best, man?
The first one, she met new people by entering a Chinese class. The
Mm,
second, the guy entered like a food class, and
mhm,
the third is the guy accepted to go out with his co-workers.
mhm. For me, the three forms are really good, really good forms. But I would choose like the one line form because I think since I like I like language learning and things like this, and I think that would be really good to really practice the language and really meet people with maybe the same backgrounds or same interests. I think that that would be really cool. It means
I
that.
don't.
Hmm?
I don't think there's that much difference between Yuan Ling and Brandon because both entered a class, like language class and food class.
Mm-hmm,
So,
they did.
yeah, yeah, I think the three are good. Like Jacob, that that uh, gone out, no, went out, went
Mm-hmm,
out with his co-workers because
mm-hmm.
you travel. Yeah, I was thinking of Hawaii again. Work.
Yeah.
They
Uh-huh.
they work with
Uh-huh.
now he worked with his
It works.
co-workers. He works with his co-workers. So I think it's normal to go out with them because you travel with them.
To travel.
Work with them. Okay,
No problem, man. Let's go. Go on. Go on. It's
uh,
normal.
yeah.
How about you? I gotta learn some French too. Go, 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 go.
So like passar o dia inteiro.
Spend.
You é, let me. So I think it's quite normal if you if both of the people there know it like I have a problem in my family right now. Oh, we can go out so we can talk about it. This kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the Yuan Ling and Brandon, yeah, I think it's good too because like you can choose. Oh, I would like to study cooking, or I would like to study Chinese. So it's probable. Yeah.
It's probable. Oh, they probably or they tend to do something. They tend to see each other more. You can use both forms, and that's all right.
Yeah, that they will meet persons that with the same interest, the
With some
same.
interests.
Yeah,
Mhm. Okay.
yeah. I think the three ways are good.
I think so too, yes. Generally speaking, I think that the three ways are excellent. Okay, so here, as we can see, there are really good ways. How do you pronounce this word here, man?
Study.
Study. Yes. There we go. Let's move on. Let's go to part B. Uh, what what other ways of meeting new people can you suggest to someone in this situation? Okay, let's go. Here we have some situations. Someone who moved to a new neighborhood. Try to suggest something that for this person.
Yeah, I need to say that because neighbors
Mhm.
they often clash, and then help each other. So no, it's not a good construction.
It's a
They
relationship of love and hate. You know?
they fight more than they help each other, something like that. Oh yeah, but if you have had moved to a new neighborhood, I think you could say that you stop it. No, you could stop buying rice, and you
Mhm.
could go to your neighbor to ask for rice, for sugar,
For sugar.
salt. Yeah.
For sugar, yes.
Oh, I need like could you borrow me a cup of sugar? Oh, oh, you here? Oh yeah, I am. I moved like last month or something like that.
Yes, okay. Or maybe make make an apple pie and give
Uh,
and give them like say welcome, like Americans usually do, like a an apple pie or pumpkin pie, whatever thing.
or you can go there and say, if you dogs don't stop barking, I will kill it.
Oh, I
Oh,
will kill it. Yeah, they'll kill. Yes, exactly. Kill him
it's
and
a good
kill
way
her.
to start a conversation with your neighbor.
It
Yeah.
is. It is amazing. Exactly. I couldn't agree more. Okay. So, before we move on, do you know the difference between we have borrow and land? You used land like this, land. We have a difference between those words here. Like you talk about, can you borrow me like some rice? In English, man, we never say this because why? Why is that? I use I with this. Can I borrow your pen? For example, I'm gonna give you this example. Can I borrow? Like that means I'm gonna borrow this. I'm gonna do the action. Can I borrow your pen? Oh yes, of course. But in that case, if I borrow a pen, you lend me, because the thing here is, oh, can you lend me some money? In that case, the person is gonna give you. Every time lend is associated with give.
Giving.
Yes, with give. And then of course you give to someone and that person will give it back to you later. Okay, and borrow is the same thing, but borrow is when you get the thing, and
Okay.
lend is when someone gives you. In that case, hey, can you
Okay.
lend me some rice?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I remember even for me when I was learning it, it was confusing at first because I was just used with what one, because in Portuguese we just use one word for that.
I would just write on my Telegram, and whenever you write, I can see in the recording
Perfect,
next.
perfect.
Okay, I got
Okay.
it.
Meeting new ways of meeting people, for someone who has little free time.
This is the like the gold question, because what could we do? Yeah, yeah. It's not 100% my case, but it's like more than 50. I would say so. Let me see. Is a uh, self help something, so to speak.
Mhm.
Like what could I do?
Yeah, what
Ah,
would you do? Yes, what would you do, man, if you had little free time?
yeah, I think you could do something like when you get out, because you can work on from your house, like you are working from your house. But when you get out, oh, I like piano. I think when you get out of your house, yeah, get out of your house, you could like in this little time you are outside, you could do something on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
I go to well. on Monday and Tuesday.
Mhm.
So I could do something in there because it's only 2 days of the week, and on the rest of the week I stay home. I don't get out. So
Oh, really?
yeah, I've
I have a question. Do
uh,
you go to do you go to well just twice a week?
yeah.
Oh, I thought you would go every day.
Yeah, I used it too, but now I'm graduating, and then last year of my graduation.
Ah, okay, no, yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Yes, then you just have more like time for you to write your paper, your
Yeah,
conclusion paper. Okay, okay, it's perfect.
yeah.
Nah.
So yeah, I never I was never that person to get out that got out of my house. I need to improve this construction. I will think about it later.
Mhm.
And I'm quite happy today because it seems I my pronunciation my I'm not stuttering. I expressing
Yeah,
myself much better
you
than
are.
yesterday. Yesterday was a catastrophe,
Disaster, catastrophe,
disaster.
disaster.
As you said, you know, on the United States, that you could talk, but was like hard, right? You could talk, but I could talk yesterday, but I was not expressing myself. It was quite hard. But now I'm not thinking. I just saying, and the things are coming out. I'm not thinking about what I'm saying, like just in Portuguese. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's quite good being that way.
It is. It's amazing.
Yeah,
I can relate to that.
yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think you should, like, not you, the person that has little time should do something on the time that she got out of its house.
Of
No,
her, his house, yes.
his house. Like when I go to well, that is like, yeah, I don't have that much time because you see, I
Mhm.
stay like I arrived there. Uh,
Mhm. Okay. Now, man,
uh,
in my case, for like me, if it were me, I would suggest maybe some people using their social media to meet people, and then they would, for example, they could just coordinate to go out together and meet each other at a bar or at a park, whatever. Or maybe language practicing apps are very good too. I've already met most of my foreign friends. I met them on Tandem, and then
mm,
then I have the opportunity of practicing English, Spanish, or even try to speak like a little German, little French. But I have to take some French classes. I'm really considering that in
which
the future.
one?
French.
French.
Yes,
Mm.
and German too, but German I think it will wait a little bit more. If I had money, I would take classes on Get Institute. Get Institute.
Yeah.
I've heard it's really good.
Uh, uh,
Uh, yes, to learn German. And I think I can learn languages quickly, and I'm really good at languages. Like I can speak English and Spanish fluently, so that wouldn't be terrible. That wouldn't be difficult for me. Really learn French since French is a Latin word, the Latin word, Latin language
yeah.
comes from Latin too. So that wouldn't be. And I think according to my French friends, people whom I know from France, I have good pronunciation when speaking French. Like, bonjour, je m'appelle Diego, je suis du Brésil, je parle un peu français. Pardon, monsieur, je n'ai pas compris la question. So, like, according to them, I have very good pronunciation. I grasp the accent well. So, let's see what the future holds.
Yeah.
Yes, in my case, I think having an app for me, like a social media app to meet people, like groups, or join, if you have little time, being part of groups, of traveling groups or work groups, I don't know, it can make it possible for you to meet more people. Or yes, I think for me that would be a good chance. Or maybe go to a night like this, people who have the same interests, and try to really have conversations with them. But the thing is, when you're just by yourself and you meet some people and you try to have conversations with them, just very few people are open to talk to you. I've already did that myself, and sometimes I try to really talk to people. At the concerts I went to, I was just by myself, and some of them were really hard to talk to because they were in groups, and they, hey, well, the fun was good. Oh, yes. They would just answer you and they would leave you. And that was very disappointing because they, when they're with their friends, they're just interested in enjoying the concert with their friends. They don't really care about anyone else. And that's okay. That's what life is about. C'est la vie. And but that's what I would do. Before we move on, I'd like to really, you said the expression get out of your house, like to meet people.
Leave
It's
house, right?
exactly, good job. It's correct. Get out of your house. It's not incorrect, but leave your house is better. And you say like, I stay much time inside my house, inside the house. You, if you want to say it a lot better, I don't know what to say because I spend much time indoors.
Yeah, it's much better.
It is, you see, I spend much time indoors. That's so I don't really know what to say because I spend much of my time indoors.
Yeah.
You can say inside of your house. Will people understand you? Of course they will. But if you say indoors, it will show that your level of English is excellent. I hardly ever spend some time outdoors. I like to use this expression, indoors and outdoors. No questions here, man.
Oh.
Okay, now, and what about someone who has started, someone who started a new job?
Yeah, I think she or he should like force a conversation, not force, but like force a conversation with someone like, oh, uh, nah, I need to think about a present perfect. Like, how long has it been that you work here?
How long have you worked here? How long have you worked?
How long
Have you worked here? Have you been working here? Or let's see, have you been working here? Or how long have you worked here? It's fine.
Yeah, so I think I have already told you how friendships are made. Like ring the doorbell and run. No, yeah, because one philosopher I follow, he says that, or one friend of him, I don't know, that friendship are made in the difficulties. I don't know. I need to write this. Yeah, like
on difficulties. They're forged on difficulties.
yeah, because you need to suffer together. So you will get both of you will get a hard friendship, something like that. So if you are starting a new job, you could say, oh, the like the CEO is a quite harsh person, don't you think? Oh, I think I have been working here since 2018, and I have seen that he's a quite harsh person indeed. So you can like you could start making a friendship by attacking your boss, something like that.
Yeah. Yes. And okay, if it were me, I would. Good. It's a suggestion. In my case, if it were me, I would suggest like start a conversation with someone and try to really ask. Start a small talk. Hey, how
Yeah.
are you? What's your name? Like, oh, okay, oh. And they're like, how long have you been working here? Oh, how do you like it? Ah, it's cool. And try to really feel the person at first. Okay, and then try to really ask about the weather, hobbies, whatever.
Yeah.
And then later you could if you really felt close to the person, you could start making more questions and try to develop a better relationship. Not only being polite. Got it? Yeah, but that's me. But of course, try to start conversations and with people and try to not smile all the time. Try to be pleasant.
Yeah.
Okay, next, someone who's very shy.
This like I don't. It's not combined. Resonates. This
Mm,
resonates with the old version of me. I'm not shy. I'm not that shy today, but I
you used to be.
was incorrect. Is incorrect.
No,
I
no,
used to,
no, it's
ah
correct the way you said, but then you used to be because it was common for you in the past. It was a
yeah,
habit. You
yeah.
used to be shy. I think used to be would fit it better, the
Yeah,
situation.
okay, okay. I used to be very shy.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so yeah, uh, like 2020 was a changing year for me because I entered one way and
You left.
got out
Left.
and left. Yeah, and left another way, less
Mm,
shy. And so I would say you need like to expose yourself and like to suffer, see that talking to a person is not that like it's not the hardest thing in the world. Like there are much more things, like there are many things worse. So
mm,
yeah, like you need to grow up, something like that.
mhm. Yes, and I think maybe this person should try like sport or drama class or something like this to really, or try to interact with, try to really struggle doing that because for that person, for a person who is shy, it's a big struggle for them to really have conversations with people. So for me, that would be really interesting for that person to really be very, you know, uh, try to really get involved in groups, religious groups, like maybe at church. If that person is part of a church group, they try to really be there and try to really see people who have the same interests and make a bond with them.
Yeah.
But that would be good. That would be really good. What about someone who is over 65-year-old? I already have something that I'm gonna share with you later. Let's go. But I'd like to hear you first.
Like let's talk about like prejudice, like images, like preconceived image, some so to speak. Like
Mhm.
if you were a man, I would say like you should go to like play cards on let me
Around the bus
onde pega os
station.
ônibus ali, onde
A bus
when
station. Close
on
close to the bus
Florianópolis there.
station.
Bus station in Florianópolis, there's a lot of old guys playing cards.
Ah, you read my mind. Yes, you can go there.
Yeah.
If I were an old guy, Jesus Christ, I wouldn't do that myself.
No, yeah.
But
If
of
you
course,
like
no.
cards,
But I mean, like if you like cars, something that you have an interest, like the guys here. But I know what you mean. I'm just making fun
and
of it.
if you were a women, I don't,
For
a
a
women,
woman, for a woman,
woman, yeah,
woman singular, women plural.
yeah, like you could like bingo. I don't know how to say bingo, but
You could
yeah,
play bingo, yes.
but bingo is, I don't know. Okay, but yeah, you could like go to a Matrix church, and try to get a yeah, and play and play bingo there, right?
Yeah, or making crochets too. To try to make crochets,
Yeah,
a group of crochets.
yeah.
Man, I love you. You're funny. Oh, great,
It's
man.
a good thing we are both from certain office because you would not understand what I'm saying, but because we are from the same city, I
Yeah,
suppose
so
you were from Londrina, like you would get confused.
I wouldn't be laughing right now. I would find it like, okay,
Yeah,
that's fine. But no, I know what you mean. Because it's what really happens. That's true. That's why. Or they would try to really make groceries together and go to the old guy to the elderly dance club.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, nice. No, man, you're awesome. Let's repeat with me here. Woman,
Woman,
women.
women.
So women always plural, woman
Ah, okay.
singular. Okay, keep that in
Yeah.
mind. Oh my God. Oh, that was funny. I would go to the cathedral there and play bingo with your friends. One, four. Okay. Now let's go to exercise two. A chance meeting. When was the last time you unexpectedly ran into someone you know? Do you remember?
I think I was walking to get my lunch, my dinner, to
Mhm,
buy my dinner, and I one of my old friends from
mhm,
before high school. Uh, he passed
mhm.
with a motorcycle, and he greeted me. But yeah, I didn't talk with him. He just passed by me with, and oh, he greeted me, oh, Pedro, and that's it. But yeah, I got happy that he recognized me and greeted me because yeah, I felt important. So, but from this
Yeah,
little
it
gesture,
is just for this moment, right?
yeah,
Yeah, and I think you're right to think of that because I would feel that way too.
yeah,
Yeah, it is really good when you really meet someone like this. It reminds me of when I was in São Paulo, and then I was just crossing the street and I saw a friend from Sertanópolis who she would study with me in high school. We studied in elementary school. Then I think we studied like a little bit together in middle school, a little bit like this ginásio, in English call it middle school. And then we studied with each other on in high school, like for 2 years. We studied together, and and then she moved to São Paulo. But of course, São Paulo is the biggest city of Latin America, of Brazil and Latin America. So it's extremely big. You hardly ever meet people like the chances of meeting, the probability of meeting someone like this are is very very low. And for some
yeah,
reason I was just across the street and then like I just saw her the other side, and that was really shocking because I
yeah,
wasn't before, because I hadn't been expecting that before
yeah.
that, and then when I just saw her, like, what, like I remember like I just had my mouth open like this, and
Jaw drop.
like, and then there was I even like there was a woman like this. Hey, this guy's crazy. And back then I was like 18 years old. I was 18. Like it's been
Mhm.
a very long time. And so like, hey Jennifer, what are you doing here? Like, oh, I've been in here. Oh, come on. And we were really happy to see each other. That was a very big moment. The next thing I knew, we were talking a little bit. Okay, we couldn't talk a lot because she was working. She was heading to work. She used to work at McDonald's there. She worked there for some time. And then now she's back in Sertonopolis. I've already met her here. But really, that was a surprise. I wasn't really expecting that. And in the end, like I was just going, was on my way home where I was, like at my mom's place. And then I just saw her like beside goodbye, and that was that was incredible. Like I hadn't had something going on like this up until then. That was something unique.
Mm.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So right now, man, let's listen to Dana talk about how she met her friend Kate. Where were they when they first met? Where did they meet again? So let's listen. Let's see if you find out.
Unit 1, Lesson B,
You're back.
page 6, Exercise 2, A Chance Meeting, Part B. Listen to Dina talk about how she met her friend Kate. Where were they when they first met? Where did they meet again?
It's really crazy how Kate and I became friends. I guess it was about 2 years ago now. I was on a plane flying from New York to Los Angeles for work. Anyway, I noticed that the woman sitting next to me was reading the same book as me, so we started talking. She told me her name was Kate and that she was going to her college roommate's wedding in Monterey. We had a great conversation and talked the entire trip, 7 hours. But unfortunately, the flight had been delayed in New York by bad weather, and when we got to LA, Kate found out she'd missed her connecting flight to Monterey. So I invited her to stay with me in my hotel in LA, but the airline had already promised to give her a room at a hotel near the airport, and she had to catch a really early flight the next day. We talked and talked until the hotel shuttle bus came, but as her bus drove away, I realized that I had completely forgotten to get her email, telephone number, or anything. Ugh. I felt bad because I would have liked to hang out with her back in New York. We had a lot in common. Well, 3 months later, my roommate had a bunch of people over for a party one Thursday evening. I started talking to this woman, Samantha. She told me she had just gotten married a few months ago in Monterey. I remembered Kate had said she was going to a wedding in Monterey, so I then asked her if she'd had a roommate in college named Kate. She was very surprised and said that she had. Then I told her all about meeting Kate on the plane to LA. So, to make a long story short, Samantha called Kate up right away, and Kate came over to the party. It was so exciting to see her again, and we're all good friends now.
Okay. Where were they when they first met?
Let me write something here.
Okay. Take your time.
They all were in a plane, and the like not author, but the woman that is telling the story. She saw that the other woman was reading a book she loved, something like that. Then they talked a lot. Then this other woman lost her flight, so they stayed together for a long period and talked
Mhm.
even more and become friends, but
Be
they
friends.
didn't get their numbers, so
Mhm.
they lost contact. But the 3 months.
Three
Okay, I
months
need
later. 3
3
months.
months
Months.
later.
Months.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Months.
th sound. Yeah.
Mhm.
The woman that is telling the story went to a party
Mhm.
and met some another woman that had married in a
Mhm.
city that I don't remember. Then
Mhm.
she asked, "Oh, you know one girl not named Katie?"
Kate.
Because Kate, and this girl that had married told she knew,
Mhm.
and fortunately, this exact girl was the girl that the uh, the author of the sound was seeking, something like that. This is a story.
Yes, they're very good. Now, why were Dana and Kate going to Los Angeles? Do you remember?
Well, uh, the author I don't remember, but the other girl was going to a marriage wedding.
Mhm. Wedding, yes.
Yeah.
Always remember that wedding is a ceremony, okay? Like,
Yeah.
and marriage is like the state, it's like the union between two people.
Yeah. Uh, like this dinner, I don't remember what she was doing.
Let's listen again because that's a lot of information. Then try to really take
No,
a
yeah,
look.
but I think the rest I can say what
No,
did
tell me.
regret.
Okay,
I re-
go on.
I regret. She regretted not asking or the number of Kate, nor getting her email. This is what she regret. How much time passed between their first and second meetings? 3 months. 3 months.
A month.
Okay.
A month. Month.
The problem is with the tongue, right?
No, I'm gonna give you a better hold on. Go on. I'm gonna help you here. I'm gonna teach you a way of
Oh yeah. Let me.
months. Because in that case here, hold on, here. Okay, let me see.
He had to wait for months for the visas to come through.
He had to wait for months for the visas to come through.
Months. In that case here, when it's, I say months, but when it's plural, the sound is like this. Months, you pronounce months, you pronounce like this. Months. Like this, it's strange, but months. The months.
Okay.
Months. Yeah, it's like the same thing happens with clothes. We not say clothes, clothes. It's like this, clothes. Oh, clothes.
Okay.
Clothes. I got my clothes are here.
I will watch it
clothes.
I will watch it on the recording, and I will study later.
Of course you will.
Yeah. The fourth. How did Samantha, the guest of the party? Okay. They studied together on the college or
In college.
in college, I think. Yeah.
Always remember something that's very interesting. Every time when you're talking about college, school in general, like this, school facilities, you say in, use preposition in. I studied in and let's talk about education a little bit here, how it happens. We have, when we are very young, we go to the nursery school at the age of 0 to 3 or 4. Then from 4, from 3 to 4, you go to kindergarten, like 4, from 4 to 6, usually. Just giving you. Then afterwards, you go to elementary school. Then it's usually from 6 or 7 to nowadays 11, 10. And then after that, you go to middle school, which is usually from 11 to 14 or 15, okay? And then later you go to high school, which is like from 15 usually to 17 or 18, depending. And then after that, you go to college or university. You know the difference between them, right? College, university, then you have the master's and you have the doctorate. And post doctorates and blah, blah, blah. But usually it's
Yeah.
like this. That's the school years, the school. Let me just do this. I forgot to. I know I'm gonna erase that, but no worries. Do you get it?
Yeah.
But I tell you something that's very important here. This is the American way of saying things. But Diego, if it's if I were in the United Kingdom, elementary school would be primary school, like in Portuguese, primary school. Then here, high school would be secondary school. I don't know how to say middle school. Secondary school.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna just check it out with I have British friends, and I'm gonna talk to them about it. What are the names they use for that? But like middle school, high school, they are all Americans, and you can say that.
Yeah.
So always remember you use in. When I was in high school, I used to do a lot of projects. I was involved in many projects. No questions, man?
No.
Okay. Okay, now let me just see if
I think that's it.
okay. So then tomorrow, next class, we're gonna talk more about it. Let me just stop
Yeah.
recording here.